Okay, so Venn diagrams. We'll read it again. We've got some new information we'll highlight as we go. So at a high school, 50 students are taking data. So we'll highlight that because we're going to use a Venn diagram, and we'll call the blue circle the data students. So there are 50 of them in data, which is a grade 12 math. There are 75 students who are taking advanced functions, okay, which is another grade 12 math. And there are 60 students who are taking calculus, which is another grade 12 math. Now, we have the union of some stuff, so we'll kind of underline them also. We have 30 students who are taking both functions in calculus. Okay. We have another 25 students who are taking both data and functions. And then finally, we have 20 students who are taking both data and calculus. And then finally, in black, we have 15 students who are taking all three of the courses. Okay. So the question is, how many students are enrolled in grade 12 math? So we actually have to find this out because there's a whole bunch of double counting. So like we said before, we'll kind of color code our stuff. 75 was the biggest one, so I think this is the biggest circle we've drawn. So we'll call this our advanced functions group. 50 students in data, that was the smallest group. We'll call this the data circle. And advanced functions, whoops, we did that one already. Calculus. Calculus is the second biggest with 60 students. So here we go. Okay, so we have our three circles. We'll kind of write some numbers down with them. This will be our 60, 75, and 50 is what we had. 50 students in data there. They've also told us that 15 students take all three courses. Okay, so we'll put 15 in the middle here. So 15 students that are in all three courses. And what we're going to do is figure out how many students are taking just advanced functions, just, I'm going to write down the letters with them. They're getting me confused. This is advanced functions. This is calculus. Okay. C is a calculus, that's advanced functions, and this is data. Okay, so how many students are taking calculus and how many students are just taking data? They've given us some of the doubles. So our doubles are where things double cross each other, or not double cross, but they cross over each other. There are 30 students in functions and calculus. So functions and calculus, this is the section of functions and calculus, okay? And they said there were 30 students. Okay. Now there are 30 students taking both, but then we've already counted for the 15 students who are taking all three. So we need to take that away from here, otherwise we're double counting these 15. So we're going to subtract 15 from there, and that means there are 15 students who are only taking calculus and advanced functions. Okay. There are 15 who are taking all three, 15 who are taking just calculus advanced functions, and then we'll figure out how many are taking just advanced functions. From there, data and functions. That would be this intersection here, where these two overlap. I said there were 25. Okay, so same idea again. There are 25, but we don't want to double count, so we have to subtract the 15. So there are 10 students who are taking both data and advanced functions. And then finally, the last one was calculus. There are 20, but we can't double count again, so we minus 15. There are 5 students who are taking calculus and data. So now that we have all of this information, we can use it to help us figure out how many students there are in, for instance, just advanced functions, just data, and just calculus. So we can start with our original number. We have our advanced functions. There are 75 of them. Okay. Then there are another 15 who are taking both. Okay, so let's actually go down the line. Whoops, this way. I knew how to write numbers. I'll subtract vertically. So we're going to subtract by 15. So think of it like adding negative 15. There are another 10 who are both data and advanced function, and then there's another 15 who are in both. So we're subtracting a total of 40 from here, which means there should be 35 students who are just taking advanced functions. Okay. Same idea with our data. We start with our 50. We are subtracting the 10 who are in both data and advanced functions, the 5 who are in both calculus, and the 15 who are taking all three. That means we're taking away 20, another 30, so there should be 20 students who are just in data alone. And then finally, there are the 60 to start, minus the 15 in calculus advanced functions, 5 in calculus data, and 15 taking all three. We're subtracting 35, which leaves us at 25 students in just the calculus course. Okay, so now that we've done it this way, we can figure out exactly how many grade 12 math, how many students are actually enrolled in grade 12 math. Well, we're only going to take, and I'm going to need a different color, I suppose, for this. Let's see, this purple here. We're only going to take our final values. So we're going to take this 35, we're going to take this 25, We're going to take this 20. Oh, that didn't work out nice. Maybe we'll underline that. Take the 20. We're going to take this 15, this 10, and this 5. And we're going to add all of those together. And all of those together should tell us how many course students are in grade 12 math. So we have 35 in advanced functions. Okay, so just an advanced function. 25 in just calculus. 20 in just data. Okay. 15 in advanced functions and calculus. 10 in advanced functions and data. Are you okay with where I'm getting these numbers from? Yeah. And 5 in calculus and data. And then finally, we have 15 students who are in advanced functions, calculus, and data. So we'll put them all together. I'll quickly do this. This is 10, 25. So we have 5 carry the 2. This gives me 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. So it looks like there are 125 students altogether. We're going to use a formula to double check this. Okay, so we're looking for the union of calculus with data with advanced functions. So the union of all these. Okay, and the formula is the number of students in calculus plus the number of students in data plus the number of students in advanced functions. Okay. Then we subtract, so it's a pretty long formula, I don't know if I'm going to fit it all in, but we're going to put it underneath. We'll do it in blue, the doubles. Subtract the number of students in data and calculus. Subtract the number of students in calculus and advanced functions. Subtract the number of students in, what are we left with? Advanced functions data. And then finally, we actually add the number of students in all three. So advanced functions, calculus, and data. Now these blues are the new values. So these kind of new values we've taken out here. Okay. So let's plug them in. Let me pause this. Tap that because I said one part wrong. These are the original values. So when we talk about the original values, we're talking about the 60, the 75, and the 50. So that way we didn't have to do this calculation in between. The blues, we're also talking about the originals again. So we're talking about the 30, the 20, and the 25. That's where I made my mistake. I said it was the new ones there. And then finally, we add that final last one, and that is the 15. Okay? So really this way, without drawing the Venn diagram, we could have took all the information from above and plugged it in. Yeah. So if we look directly into that question, if you recall, students in calculus, there were 60. Students in data, there were 50. And students in advanced function, there were 75. Okay? Students taking both data and calculus, let's scroll up and look. Data and calculus was 20, so we subtract our 20. Students taking calculus and advanced functions, calculus and functions was 30, and the other one was 25, I believe. Okay, subtract those. And then finally he said there was 15, so we add that final 15 taking all three. So using these values, use our calculator here. Okay, let's see if we can get 60 plus 50 plus 75, subtract 20, subtract 30, subtract 25, plus 15, 125, which is exactly what we got above. So our 125. So that's kind of like two different ways to do it. And one way is using the formula from just that. The other one's using the Venn diagram, which is tough, and you got to make sure you do the subtraction so that you're not double counting anything.